Welcome to Passion for Books. My name is Kim. Today I'm bringing you the review of The Beast is an Animal. I read this over the summer and I'm finally getting around to being able to do the review on this book. So am I here? It's been several months since I have read this book, but it does follow Alice. It is a YA kind of horror-esque book. Definitely a fantasy for sure, with some horror elements thrown into it as well, so it can hit several different genres or categories of books. The author is Peter Nell Van Arsdale. The title did intrigue me and made me want to read the book. The cover is absolutely stunning, and it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be about. When you read this book, you've got to go in knowing you think it's going to be about this beast that's going in and doing all these horrible things to these villagers. But the con I would give this one is the beast is not actually in the forefront. He is not the main villain of the story per se. And in a creepy way, it is actually kind of a good character in a twisted way. So the take that I have on it, so I would say this is probably a 3 to 4 star book for me, just because based on the title you think it's going to be one thing, but it actually turns out to be another. The writing style is great, so that would definitely give it a 4 stars there. But it's a little misleading, I think, by the title. I think maybe if it was titled something else, it would be maybe a 5 star. So it's a little bit confusing with the title. So it's a little bit of a spoiler to be able to explain this book, but I'm going to try not to give so much away that you wouldn't want to pick up the book. It does follow the main character Alice and these two twin sisters who are actually connected to Alice some way, but I'm not going to tell you how they are connected because I don't want to spoil too much for her. But to me, this book is based more so nature versus nurture type of writing. Do the twins become the way they are because they were not nurtured and superstition of these villagers shoved them out, them and their mother, and the father, being a weak man, didn't stand up for his family? Or was it their nature to become what they became and would have done that no matter if they had the loving support of their family as a whole unit, as well as a village to grow up in? The book is definitely based on superstition and fear of the unknown. That is heavily prevalent throughout all of it, the entire book, and such a great story. Maybe some trigger warnings with child labor, and somewhat, in some cases, maybe even child abuse took place in the book. And how, I would say, another theme of the book is how superstition and fear can create a very hostile and horrific things can happen if you give into those things. Definitely goes throughout this book as well. Definitely worth the read. The resolution of the story was intriguing. Didn't really see it coming that way as how it ended. I did know Alice would play a key role. Of course, she is the heroine throughout the whole book. She can be a little bit of she has a lot of growing up to do, and she tries to take on a lot that wasn't her place to take on, and some of that responsibility was kind of forced upon her and the other children of her village that survived something that occurred in the book. And these other villagers in another town took them in and kind of did a forced labor with these children so they could stay safe and comfortable in their own homes. It started out really good until, again, superstition came in, and that's when a lot of horrible things happened to these children because of fear and superstition. It's very similar-esque to the Salem witch trials and that type of superstition and fear. anyone who is different was cast out or seen as a witch. So it did pick up some of that type of vibe in the book as well. But a great read, a solid read for the most part, outside of just the name of the book, going in thinking it's one thing, and then it's just not matching. That was a little confusion with me. There is a beast, but it's not really the villain of the story. So I'll let you figure out who the villains are, who's driving it, who's driving the fear-based superstition in the book. I'll leave that for you guys to discover on your own. But I did enjoy it. The plot had a lot of twists, a lot of turns in it. Some things were a little bit, I would say, predictable in it, but there were enough surprises that it made me want to keep reading the book. It's not one I just wanted to set down to the side and say, I'm just going to DNF this book because it's just not holding my attention. It does not do that. It does hold your attention. There is enough action packed into it. I would say it's more plot driven. There is some character driven parts to it that pushes the story along, but it's more the plot and figuring out things than being just the setting and all of that. There is some description, but it's not heavy into that. It's more about the characters, more about the plot itself, the story that pushes itself on. So if you are interested in this book, I will leave a link down below. If there are other things you want me to put into my reviews, again, this is a growing channel. Just leave me some things down below what to consider that you would want me to talk about without trying to spoil the book. So little spoilers here or there, that's one thing, but I don't want to just spoil the whole thing. So leave me some comments down below what you would like to see in reviews, what you enjoy about reviews that I did not hit on. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you would consider subscribing if you have not already, and turning on the notification bell so that you get all notifications of when I upload my future videos and other content. So until my next video, I hope you have a good one. Bye.